Hello friends, in this lecture we are going to see how we can achieve inter-region communication with the transit gateway peering. So in this lab, we are going to take two regions, US East 1 and US West 1. In two regions, we'll configure two VPCs, East US VPC and West US VPC. In East US VPC, we are going to configure Internet Gateway to access instance which we are going to create in public subnet. In West US VPC, we'll configure the private subnet with one instance. It cannot be accessible through internet directly, but we'll log in into this PC and we'll try to ping this private instance. So these are relevant routing tables. This is East US Transit Gateway and this is West US Transit Gateway. So this routing table is related to Transit Gateway. This is for West US Transit Gateway routing table. And once we configured it, we'll configure the peering between these two transit gateways. So once we configured the transit gateway peering, we'll check the communication from this public instance to this private instance. Now let's see the flow. Once we initiate ping from public instance to private instance, first it will hit the local routing table. There it will check the route for private subnet. So this is the private subnet range and this is the local subnet range. We'll reach the transit gateway routing table. It will check the range and this is related to West US. So it will check the route towards transit gateway peering. It will pass through the transit gateway peering. Then it will check the West US transit gateway routing table. There it will find the route and it will transfer to local VPC attachment, transit gateway attachment. It will check the local subnet routing table, then it will reach the private instance. For replay traffic, it will follow the local routing table first, then it will come back to transit gateway routing table, then it will hit the transit gateway peering. It will check the East US transit gateway routing table, then it will come back to public subnet routing table. It will reach the public instance. This is our overall lab scenario. Before jumping into AWS console, let's see what are the steps we are going to follow during this lab. So first we'll create two VPCs in two different regions. These are the VPCs. One is in US East 1 and another one is US West 1. So East US VPC and West US VPC. Then create subnets. These are the subnets. One is a public subnet, another one is private subnet. So create internet gateway. In this subnet, so we are going to host one instance, right? So to access this instance, we need one internet gateway. So we're going to configure that internet gateway and create VMs. These are the public instance and private instance are the VMs. So create transit gateway. These are the transit gateways. One is in East US, one is in West US. So create transit gateway attachments towards VPCs. So then modify the routing tables. Subnet routing tables will modify first. To access this instance from the internet, we need to add this rule. So I will show you in the lab clearly. Then we'll create a transit gateway peering. This peering will create. Then we'll modify the transit gateway routing tables to achieve this communication. So let's jump into our console now. This is our AWS console. Currently I am in US East 1 region. So let's go to VPCs and your VPCs. Click on your VPCs, then create new VPC. east-west VPC, and the CID is 10.10.0.0/16. Click on create. So this is east-west VPC. Let's jump into another region. Just select the region here. Create another VPC. West US VPC. So the range is 10.11.0.0/16. So CIDR, click on create VPC. So in two regions now VPCs got created. This is West US VPC. If you jump into another region, it shows East US VPC. Okay, so let me take the regions side by side so that we can understand it very clearly. Let me select US Western region here. So this is East US region. This is West US one region. Okay, so VPCs are created now. So let's create subnets. Go to subnets, click on create subnet, select VPC, and subnet name is public subnet. Just I'm taking first availability zone 10.10.0.0/24. Just click on create subnet. So subnet got created in East US one region. So let me jump into another region and create subnet. Click on create subnet, create subnet, West US. This is private subnet. John, just select the first one. It is 10.11.0.0/24. Just click on create subnet. So now we have created VPCs and subnets. Let's go to our file. So we have created subnets and VPCs. Let's create internet gateway. So I'm in US East one region now. Let me go to VPCs. Internet gateway. Click on create internet gateway. So just I'm giving IGW1 create internet gateway. So we have created internet gateway and we have to attach this internet gateway to our VPC. So just go back to internet gateways and click on attach to VPC. Just select our VPC here, click attach. So it is clear now. So the internet gateway is attached to our VPC and we have subnet. So let's create VMs. Go to EC2, instances, then click on launch instance. So just name it as public instance. Just select the image and Linux. So key pair, I'm going to create new key pair. This is for TGW peering test. This is just name of the key. Let me download PPK only. Just I will log in using putty. and just will test the another PC communication through ping only, right? Just ICMP test. So I don't want to take any PEM key here. Just I'm taking only PPK key. Create key pair. It is downloaded now. So let me go to network settings, edit. It is selected correct VPC, East US VPC. Then it is in public subnet. It is good, and we need public IP to this instance. So click on enable. It will be auto assign this public IP to our instance. So create security group. It is creating security group by default. So here so let it be, no need to modify any name, but we have to modify the rules. Additionally, we need one more rule for ping test. So add address, allow ICMP4 anywhere, just ICMP, that's it. So I can access this PC from anywhere, and I can ping, I mean ICMP traffic is allowed from anywhere to this PC. So this seems good now. Just click on launch instance. Seems like it is getting created. Still it is showing pending. So meanwhile, let's jump into another region and create a private instance. So I'm in US West 1 region now. So let's go to EC2. Click on instances, launch instances, and this is private instance. Select the Amazon Linux one. But as this is another region, we cannot use the same key. So let me create another key now. TGW peering key 2. Just I'm downloading PPK file. Just I'm creating key just for our reference, but anyway I'm not going to log in into this PC. Just I'm creating it. So allow traffic from internet SSH is fine, but I would like to modify it. The VPC is West US VPC and the subnet is fine. So I'm disabling this option because I don't want any public IP assigned to this instance because it is in private. This is fine. So even I don't want to do any SSH, but however, let it be. Just I'm going to add one more rule to allow ICMP traffic. So from anywhere it is fine. So launch instance. So it is also getting created now. Let me jumping into region 1, US East 1 region. It is showing as running. Just select the instance, and here is a public IP for this instance. So let me try to log in into this VM now, but I'm sure we cannot log in because we need to modify the routing table of subnet. So let me go back to VPC and routing tables. This is the default routing table of this VPC. So let me associate this subnet. Edit subnet association. Just click on subnet, save association. So just modify the route. As we don't have a default route, let me add a default route towards internet gateway. Internet gateway. This is our internet gateway. Save changes. Okay. So let me try to access this now. Go back to EC2, running instance. This is a public IP of my instance. Just click on here, so it will be copied. This is about a base IP, and go to connection SSH or key and browse the key which we downloaded just now. This is the first one which we downloaded, and this is for second VPC, second instance. So take the first one, session, click on open. Here we go, we have access now. EC2 user is the default username. So now I'm in public instance. So let me go back to here and check the private instance status. It is running and it doesn't have any public IP. It is having only private IP. Let me try to ping this. So we are unable to ping this now. Let me explain the lab one more time. So this is our lab scenario, right? So we have created the VPCs and the subnets and instance as well. So now we have added this route in this routing table, and now this got created, and we have this routing table, but we haven't created any transit gateways yet. So we're going to create transit gateways, then we'll add transit gateway attachment routings. So let me jump into our console. Let's do the remaining stuff. So I'm in US East 1 region now. Just click on VPCs, and here is transit gateways. Click on transit gateways and click on create transit gateway. Just name it as East US TGW, and I'm not going to select anything. It's no region required. Just click on create transit gateway. That's it. Let me jump into another region and create transit gateway in similar way. Go to transit gateway, click on create transit gateway, West US TGW transit gateway. Just click on create transit gateway. So now two transit gateways got created. Let me create transit gateway attachments towards our VPCs. Again, go to transit gateways, click on transit gateway attachments. Now I'm in US East 1 region. I'm creating transit gateway attachment for our VPC. Just simply I can mention like attachment East US VPC. Okay, just select the transit gateway ID. It is East US TGW, and the attachment type is VPC. So just select the VPC ID here. This is in US East 1 region. Click on transit gateway attachment. So let's create attachment in another region as well. So this is another region. This is our transit gateway. It is showing available. Let me go to transit gateway attachment. This is my old attachment. It is, I deleted it. However, it is taking some time to remove from the list completely. Anyway, so let's start creating new gateway attachment. So this is where attachment West US VPC. Just select the transit gateway ID, and attachment type is VPC. Select the VPC. Just click on create transit gateway. So it is showing as pending now. Let's wait for some more time to reflect it. Let me check it again. So it is available now. So we have created two transit gateway attachments for our VPCs. These are good. So let me go back to VPC's routing table and route the traffic toward these attachments. Route tables, routes. I'm in US East 1 region. There are two routes. One is local route, another one is towards IGW. Let me add one more route to reach our US West 1 region's CIDR /16. To reach this network, it should go to transit gateway attachments. If you click on this, it will show you the attachment details. Just click on save changes. Similar way, we have to modify the routing table on US West 1 region. Go to VPCs, route table, select the routes, edit, add route 10.10.0.0/16 towards transit gateway, attachment, save changes. So now we are clear. So in this one, just how we have three routes now. The default route towards IGW, Internet Gateway, and one is local route, one is towards transit gateway. So in the diagram, I mentioned it as 10.00/8, but I have taken a specific route in the lab. So it won't create any problem anyhow. Either we can take a complete broader subnet, or just I have taken just specific subnet there. That's it. So let's jump into another step. We have created transit gateway attachments and modified the routing tables now. So let's go back to our AWS console and create transit gateway peering now. So I'm in US East 1 region now. Let's go to transit gateways and click on transit gateway attachments. Create attachment. Just select it as a West US TGW peering. And here you have to select the transit gateway, and the main difference is here, instead of VPC attachment, here you have to select peering connection. So the peering connection attachment, it is in another region but in the same account. Just select the US West 1 because I am in US East 1 now. Within the same account, the remote host is in different region, right? So we have to select the region. So transit gateway acceptor. So we have to take the transit gateway ID and paste here. So let's jump into another region to collect that transit gateway ID, remote transit gateway ID. Gateways, just select and just copy this. Come back to US East 1 region and paste here. Click on create transit gateway attachment. Just clear the filters. So one is transit gateway attachment and VPC attachment it is, and it is a transit gateway peering. So still it is in initial request state, initiating it. So just jump into another region, go back to transit gateway attachments and just clear the filters. You can see transit gateway peering is here. Click on that and it is showing as pending acceptance. So it should be accepted. So go back to here, click on accept transit gateway attachment. Click on accept. Once we accepted it, it will be created. Let me pause the video once it's available, so I will resume it. So it is available now. Let me jump into another region and check the status. Here it is. Just let me clear the filter. The deleted one is our old one, and it is showing available now. The peering is also available, and our attachment is also available now. So let me modify the name. So here we have given name, right? Similar way, let me give the name for transit gateway peering. East US TGW peering. So these are our two attachments. One is peering attachment, another one is VPC attachment. So both are available now. So let me check still the communication is happening or not. No, let me reinitiate the ping, but it is not happening yet. So let me explain the scenario and let's modify the routing table as well. So then it will start pinging. Okay. So as of now, we have created VPCs and subnets, relevant routing tables, and we'll modify the relevant routing table routes as well. And we have created transit gateways, and transit gateway peering is also done. So everything seems good. So now whenever we initiate this route, it will come here and it will check the routing and it will send the route to transit gateway. But here we did not modify the transit gateway routing tables yet. So once we modify the routing tables, it will start communicating from this PC to this PC. So let's jump into our AWS console now. Let's do the remaining stuff. I'm in US East 1 region now. This is transit gateway, and here you can see transit gateway route tables. Click on that and we have one routing table. Just select the one routing table. Here the routing table details, click on association, and these two attachments are associated with this routing table. So whenever traffic coming from these attachments, it will verify this routing table. So what are the routes available in this routing table? Just we have to check it. Just click on propagations. Propagation, we have only transit gateway attachment of VPC. So only whenever changes happens in this VPC CIDR, it will directly reflect on this routing table. And one more important thing is we cannot propagate peering attachment. So just try that. Create propagation, select the peering, click on create propagation. See the error. So there was an error creating your transit gateway route table propagation. You cannot propagate a peering attachment to a transit gateway route table. So we cannot create propagation for peering link. So just go to routes. The VPC attachment is already propagation list, so it is reflected here. So we have to add additional route related to VPC peering link. So create static route. Just select the range of US West 1 10.11.0.0/16. Select active, choose an attachment, create static route. Go back to the routes and check the routes. So now we have two kind of routes here. One is related to VPC attachment, another one related to transit gateway peering. Okay, so similar way, let's jump into another region and go back to the transit gateway route tables. Select that, association, peering and VPC attachments are associated, In propagation, we have only VPC propagation. So let's go back to routes. Let's see, there is only one route towards local VPC attachment, and we have to create one more static route towards East US peering. So click on create static route. Just select the CIDR of our US East 1 regions VPC 16, select active, just select the peering link, create static route. So now we are clear. Just check the routes. These two routes are available in US West 1. So one is local VPC attachment route and another one is towards peering. So let's go back to this and reinitiate the traffic and see whether it is pinging or not. Yes, now the communication is passing. So now we are able to reach from this PC to this private PC using transit gateway peering. So this is our overall lab. It is successful. Let's do one test. So let me take sign, and in another window let me take this region just to test the transit gateway peering is working or not. Just I am going to transit gateway route tables. Let me remove this transit gateway peering route in US West 1 region and see if the communication is breaking or not. Click on action, delete static route, delete. See, now it is deleted. Let's wait for some more time and see how much time it is taking to affect. So it is affected now. So now I am unable to reach private PC from our public PC. Let's click on Control C. See, 14 packets are lost. Let me reinitiate the traffic and see. So there is no communication from public instance to private instance. So now this is broken. So we have removed this peering route from this routing table. So let me recreate this routing table, then see. Going back to here and create static route towards US East 1. Select the East 1 peering, create static route, and let me quickly open this and see how much time it will take to affect the route. Still it is not affected. Yeah, it's affected now. So now the communication is working fine from public instance to private instance. So our lab is successful now. We have successfully created VPCs, subnets, as well as internet gateway routing tables and transit gateways, finally transit gateway peering, and we have modified the relevant routing tables. So now we are able to successfully communicate from public instance to private instance successfully, and we received the reverse traffic as well. We have tested whether it is working fine or not by removing this peering route from the transit gateway routing table. So hope you enjoyed the video, guys. So in future I'm going to create more videos and transit gateway multiple routing tables, how we can create multiple routing tables and how we can control the traffic by using those routing tables.